No way. Shoot him once. He just hit me hit once. Ah!
Oh my god, the game just needs to.
Hello everyone, Memory here. Alright, I know, it has been 2 months since the last episode, and I'm behind the schedule again. But holy shit, I had to work triple the amount of hours for around a month straight because of Christmas and New Year. And I also we're not here for the rent, so let's dive straight into what had happened after episode 8, where I made some major gear changes, namely the few TED accessories that I got which bumped me up the next AP bracket. Since I was working so much, my account spent even more time than it already has on AFK activities. Right now on the screen you're probably seeing how I made my money during that month. I'd say around 70% of the money comes from just selling worker stuff and relics. The other 30% comes from the new Imperial cooking and alchemy that I'm gonna talk about later. Plus some loots from Rift and random boxes here and there, and that's about it for that month. And then yes, this happened. Somehow I managed to pile up another 6 billion to buy Vel's Heart outright. I'm again amazed by how much progression can be made by simply running the game in the background. With the addition of the Vel's Heart, my AP reached the next bracket. I've tested out the damage in both PvP and PvE. The difference was noticeable but not as great as I was expecting it to be, especially in PvP. Maybe that's because with the increased ease of making money and acquiring gear, the average gear score has increased as well. And so I don't feel the damage increase, especially in PvP. It's more like a I'm catching up with everyone kind of feel. But at least now I can actually grind Star's Ends or Histria with okay efficiency. I've fit a couple of enchantments during this month. I said I might not be able to do enchantments for a while because I've sold most of my backup gears, but since I have so many 100 plus fail stacks, nothing is stopping me to cron my Black Star staff. So enjoy. Nothing again, but that's expected, even though my sanity took another hit. Anyways, the Imperial cooking and alchemy should now be everyone's daily stapled activity. It's so good that it may as well be free money, especially when it first came out. I'm pretty sure by now most people would already know about it, but I'll still briefly go through it here just for those of you who haven't started yet. Long story short, they've simplified Imperial crafting and buffed the profit through the roof. Let's use Imperial cooking for example because that's what I usually do. I can buy milk tea from the market, which is usually around 28k each. I need 18 of them per crate, so the cost would be somewhere around 500k. and every crate is selling for 550k to the NPC. So each crate I make, I would profit 50k. That itself is already ridiculous compared to the previous version of the Imperial crafting, because none of the crate were profitable if you just simply buy the final product from the market and crate it. Usually you would need to gather 1 or 2 part of the material yourself because it's either not profitable to buy them or they are just simply none on the market, which we usually call it the bottleneck. And even then the profit margin is usually lower than grinding. With the new system you can just buy the material and sell it to NPC for profit. Sounds like an infinite money printing machine, but you're only half correct. It is a money printer, but it's not infinite. The number of crates that you can turn in is gated by the maximum contribution point you have divided by 2. So if your contribution point is at soft cap, which is around 350, you can turn in 175 crates a day. That means you can get around 8.75 million pure profit every day just by buying the materials from the market, crate them, and turning them in. But that's not all. This is only the bare minimum profit that you're gonna get. Your cooking and alchemy mastery increases the price of the crate, which can further increase the profit. And of course, if you make the milk tea yourself, you can reduce the cost and therefore increasing the profit again. Another thing that is great about making them yourself is the higher grade products, because they can also be crated. You only need a third of the amount to make one crate, compared to using the base product. Some higher grade product like the smooth milk tea costs only 1.75 times higher instead of 3 times higher. That means if you can manage to buy smooth milk tea to crate, your profit per crate becomes 256k instead of 50k. That means your profit just increased from 8.75 mil to 44.8 million. Keep in mind that the entire crating and selling process usually takes less than 20 minutes to do. So it's better than most grinding areas on average, depending on how much high grade products you manage to crate. Also, when you point at the master cooking crate that I'm making, it shows you a whole list of materials. You only need to choose one of them and not all of them. Yes, I was the idiot that thinks the entire list is needed to make just one crate. So don't be like me. As price fluctuates, some product might be more profitable than others, so you have to figure out which one is best suited for you. I only use milk tea as an example because I was already making milk tea for a while. As for alchemy, I do not have a master alchemy character, so I can't really accurately compare between the two. But from what I've heard, the profit is a bit better than cooking. Also, when you're doing alchemy, there's a rare chance that you could proc some random items in this list. The jackpot is the 100ml gold bar and the sturdy alchemy stone of life, which is worth around 200 million. In comparison, cooking has a chance to cook 10 sets of materials in one proc, effectively reducing the amount of time needed to cook. So let's say you're making the materials yourself every day for the crates. If you want more profits, alchemy will be your choice. And if you want to spend less time and don't mind earning a bit less, cooking is your friend. You can't do both because the turn-in limit is shared between the two. But no matter which one you choose, you should be doing one of them as much as possible. It's too good to pass up. It was actually a lot better when it first came out, because you would also get an RNG box that gives you a lot of the base materials to make the crate products. And there is a low chance of getting a Manos cooking or alchemy cloth from the box, depending on which one you do. With those boxes, it works out to be roughly double or more the amount of profit that we're getting now. Not sure if they're gonna bring it back, but just keep your heads up for it. Alright, now that's out of the way, let's do some RNG. This series is pretty much about RNG, and you can't play BDO without continuously tinkering with RNG anyways. doing, this is what it looks like at the end of each year when I let my mates and butlers out just so they can see that the sun really existed. Anyways, that's it for today. Like it if you subscribe, hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.